This Atlantic Broadband Channel 10 sports presentation is brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, helping communities prosper and our youth succeed for over 100 years. With you every step of the way, First Columbia Bank and Trust with 14 branches to serve you. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization whose mission is quality of life in the Central Susquehanna Valley and achieving donors' intentions. Century 21 Cover Bridges Realty Incorporated, serving Columbia, Montour, and Lower Luzerne counties and featuring award-winning agents ready to help you buy or sell your property. And by Atlantic Broadband, your television, internet, and phone provider for the greater Berwick, western Poconos, and portions of Schuylkill County. Stay connected with Atlantic Broadband. Welcome to Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10's coverage of high school football. Tonight's going to be a matchup is going to be the Hanover area Hawkeyes at the Northwest area Rangers. Should be a pretty good game as they're pretty evenly matched. We're going to get right to the rosters for the Hanover area Hawkeyes. They are coming in 2-4 overall. Their losses have come to some pretty big teams, some pretty strong teams. They've got a really big running game, but you got to watch out for the big pass plays. Team appears to be struggling a bit this season, but they play hard, and they're here to take on a pretty good Northwest Rangers team. Head coach is Ricky Hummer. Thanks to Russell Davis for helping to give the information to you. And here are the Northwest area Rangers. They're coming in 3-2 overall this season. 2 out of the 3 wins were close games by 1 point. Losses to League Elite. They're a tough squad, offensive, and they're focused on their running game. Defense is strong as well. And we're ready to kick off with Hanover area at Northwest. And a little trip up. We'll go down at around the 15-yard line, maybe the 14, depends where they spot that, but we'll go back to the roster again for Northwest, 3-2. Losses by 1 point. 2 of them are anyway. They're a tough squad. They're focused on the running game. Defense is good as well, and they're looking again for a great game here tonight against Hanover area. Head coach Lon Hazlitt, and thanks to Matt Mills and staff for helping give us information about this game here tonight. Northwest, with their first series from scrimmage, they're on the 15-yard line. And they will hand that one off to George May, who powers his way up for a couple of yards. Starting quarterback for Northwest is Ryan Wassel. And he is a junior for the Rangers team. They're going to say no gain on the play. George May is a pretty strong running back. 2nd and 10 now for the Rangers. And a fake. Toss across to George May. He pulls it in and basically runs out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. And the offense for Northwest gets underway. 3rd down coming up. Play coming in from the sideline. Good fake there by Wassel. Plenty of time. George May out by himself. Makes the catch. Takes off a field. 3rd and 2 for the Rangers. They'll pitch this one out. George May again, and he's got the first down. You hear the fans want a face mask. We'll see if they get that or not. Back to the previous play. We have got some noisy fans in front of us here. Here is Ryan Wassel. Screen pass out to George May. And he manages 8 yards before he goes out of bounds. And they need 2. The 23-yard line. And May will get that. Next play. George May takes off. He's going to go across midfield. Past the 40, down at about the 38-yard line. So massive play by George May. Finds a big gap. George May taking a handoff from Wassel. Big hole right there. Escapes the tackle. And then he is off to the races. Avoids another tackle right there from Matt Sawalski. Finally brought down by Joe Curcio, who is the starting quarterback for Hanover area. And the Northwest Rangers are on the move. Another handoff. That one to Jake Boberski. Gets a yard or 2. Actually got 5. Then I bring one to 2nd and 5.
3-yard gain on the play. 2nd down.
Love that.
2nd and 7. And this is a keeper. Wassel takes off. He's going to have the first down a little bit more. Brought down from behind by Justin Stefanowicz.
Brought down by number 30, Justin Stefanowicz. Carry is good for a first down.
Wassel with the good fake right here to Boberski.
Ball is spotted at the 22-yard line.
And then Wassel takes off. And Stefanowicz brings him down finally. Ball is at the 22-yard line, Northwest. Almost into that red zone. We're in the first quarter. No score. The pass is caught. JT Brubaker. And he may be in for the touchdown. And he is. 22-yard pass play. Ryan Wassel to JT Brubaker. And it is Northwest scoring first. Extra point. Back to kick is Jack Wessler. And it's a fake, it's a toss, and it's over the head. Trying to go there for number 85, John Savakinis. And the pass goes over his head. So here is the first touchdown of the game. It is Ryan Wassel from the Hanover 22-yard line. Catch by JT Brubaker. Brubaker runs up the sideline, avoids that tackle, and falls into the end zone to make it a 6-0 game. Extra point was no good. We'll take a break. We're back with more Hanover area at Northwest. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big-time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Welcome back. Northwest strikes first. And within the first 4 minutes of the game, it is 6-0 Northwest over Hanover area. Northwest 3-2 coming into this game. Hanover area 2-4. Here is the ensuing kickoff by Jack Wessler. He's going to send that one deep. So the ball will be brought out to the 20-yard line. Here is the pass play. Ryan Wassel rolling out from the 22-yard line. A nice screen to J.T. Brubaker. Brubaker up the sideline. At the very end, he gets past Matt Sawalski and falls into the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Northwest goes out front, 6-0. There's a look at the Northwest Ranger and some of the young cheerleaders here tonight. It is a junior Ranger night. It's also Pink Out night in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October. And here come the Hanover area Hawkeyes. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Joe Curcio is the quarterback. He will hand this one off to number 14, Hunter Karpovich.
Number 14, Karpovich.
And he winds up with a 5-yard play. So again, a strong running game for the Hawkeyes. Karpovich is a big part of that. Good tackle from behind by Northwest. 2nd and 5 for Hanover area. Curcio again handing it off to Karpovich, and he's got a big gap and makes a big run out over the 40, out to the 42-yard line.
Number 14, Karpovich on the carry. Brought down by Wassel.
Curcio
Carry is good.
to Karpovich.
Ball spotted at the 42.
Gap right there. Out to the 42-yard line. Finally brought down by number 11, Ryan Wassel. And we get a brief timeout on the field. They want to check things out, so we will take the opportunity to remind you that copies of this game are available on DVD. And to get that, email us at dfarley@atlanticbb.com, dfarley@atlanticbb.com, or you can go to our Atlantic Broadband Facebook page, look for information about today's game. You will also find an order form there for you as well. DVDs of all of our sporting events available here from Atlantic Broadband Channel 10. Back to action, 1st and 10 now for Hanover area. Curcio again handing it off to Karpovich. Ball comes loose. And it looks initially as if Hanover might have got it, but there you go. Number 12, Skylar Crispel comes up with the ball for Northwest, so a big turnover. Curcio here with a handoff to Hunter Karpovich. Ball will be stripped out right there. Looks by number 15, George May, maybe. Struggle for the ball.
Hanover has a 2nd down and 17.
And even though it was a Ranger who came up with the ball, they're going to say that it was recovered by Hanover area. So a 2nd and 17 now. Curcio to throw. Makes a connection. Oh, and it drops that one. Trying to get it to number 7, Nick Egliardi. They'll bring up a 3rd down. Back to the fumble. Karpovich right here going down, and George May strips that out of his hands before he goes down. And it was Hanover area who got to it first. And now after an incomplete pass, the clock will stop with 6:10 to go here in the first quarter. It's a 3rd and long. 4 receivers. And a timeout once again for Hanover area. They want to talk things over, make sure they get this right. So facing a 3rd and 17, we got a timeout. We'll take a break. Come back with more Hanover area at Northwest area high school football on Atlantic Broadband Channel 10. When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty.
The O'Neill's a magical place. We are the launch pad of the American theater. When a piece is with us, it is going next to stages in Hollywood, stages on Broadway, stages in London. We need to be connected to the world. What we wanted with programming required better connectivity. Atlantic Broadband was there from day one. It is key to have a provider that is reliable and creates bespoke solutions for our unique way of doing business.
All right, welcome back. Hanover area had a timeout. And we'll see if they've come up with 3rd and 17 for Hanover area. They'll screen it out, and pass is incomplete to Justin Stefanowicz. And we're going to get a roughing the passer against Northwest. And that will move the ball up. 15-yard penalty. And we'll see if that's an automatic first down or not, but they are moving the chains. So roughing the passer call against Northwest, and it is a first down for Hanover area. So they catch a break, facing a 3rd and 17. Northwest gets a major penalty against them. Gives Hanover area a fresh set of downs and moves the ball to midfield. 6:06 to play here in the first quarter. Northwest leading 6-0. Joe Curcio again hands it off to Hunter Karpovich, who gets nowhere. Defense for Northwest holds on that play. They'll put it right back where it was. Hanover area coming in with 303 total rushing yards this season through their first 6 games, 196 passing yards. And Hunter Karpovich has 479 of those rushing yards coming into tonight's game against Northwest. So running game figures prominently in their game plan. Curcio rolls out, missed tackle in the backfield. He goes up, and he's going to get maybe 4 yards on that carry. So Joe Curcio on a quarterback keeper.
Curcio on the carry, brought down by number 3, Brubaker.
Missed tackle by Jake Wawerski in the backfield. Curcio cuts inside. Finally get brought down at the 46-yard line of Northwest. And the drive will continue. 3rd and 6. Curcio. Big handoff, being chased, looking, gets rid of the pass. It's caught. Out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Caught by number 30, Justin Stefanowicz.
The pass attempt, the second effort is completed. Pushed out of bounds by number 5, Hawkeyes.
So well-designed play by Hanover area as they get the wheels in motion. Curcio rolling out. Left hands it to Stefanowicz, who maintains possession. And they are facing a 4th and 1. And they're going to go for it. Curcio over center, hands it off, and it is Stefanowicz barreling across the 40-yard line out to the 38-yard line. That's enough for another first down, and the drive will continue for the Hawkeyes.
Results in a first down for the Hawkeyes. The ball spotted at the Rangers, 38.
Rather cold evening Temperature in the mid-50s at the start of this game. Night has fallen, and it's going to be colder by the time we get done here tonight. So everybody's in blankets and heavy jackets. Joe Curcio. And a handoff there to Karpovich. Got a couple of yards on that play. They'll spot the ball at the 35-yard line, so a 3-yard play brings up a 2nd and 7 now for the Hawkeyes of Hanover area. Hanover area basically in the Wilkes-Barre area. Northwest area where we are tonight in the Shikshini area. And we're playing on their brand new field, which they debuted last season. Curcio rolling back, keeping himself, looking. Finds a hole, a missed tackle or two, and he's got a first down and more.
Good job, Carter.
So defense for Northwest, unable to stop Joe Curcio,
Curcio on the carry. Resulting in a first down.
who winds up down at the 25-yard line, 24-yard line.
Ball spot at the Rangers 24.
So a nice run by Joe Curcio. Missed tackles. Opportunities for Northwest to stop him. But he's able to wiggle his way through for a big completion. And back to throw. They complete it to Stefanowicz. Out there at about the 15-yard line. That's where they'll put the ball.
Pushed out of bounds by number 3, Brubaker.
Joe Curcio under pressure. Gets rid of it to Stefanowicz. This one is just shy of the first down, so it's a 2nd and 1. Ball is at the 25-yard line. 16, actually. And another big gap right there for Hunter Karpovich, who gets within the 10-yard zone. They're going to place it at the 8, and that'll bring up a 1st and goal for Hanover area. Curcio with the handoff to Karpovich. Cuts inside. Good job by the offensive line getting that gap for him. Ball is at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Curcio to Karpovich. Karpovich will get down to about the 4-yard line.
Karpovich on the carry. Brought down by number 85, Hawkeyes.
This offensive line for the Hawkeyes doing a great job of opening up those gaps for the running backs to get through. Ball is at the 3-yard line. And it's a 2nd and goal now for Hanover area. And their drive has lasted about 6 minutes so far. Hand off, and that one will only get him down to the 1-yard line. Northwest defense fills in the gap. So it'll be a 3rd and 1.
Stop short of the goal line. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Bulldozing his way through is Stefanowicz. Third goal, first quarter, 1:20 left. Hanover area threatening. And they'll hand it off. And did he fall through? And the referee signal touchdown, Hanover area. And we have a tie ball game with 1:12 to play in the first quarter. Hanover area doing it basically on the ground. One big penalty against Northwest gave them new life. And it is Stefanowicz lunging across the goal line. Here is Augie George with the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And we have a 7-6 ball game. Hanover area now out in front over Northwest. We'll take a break and come back with more of this game. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
And welcome back to Northwest area as we take a look at the new field here at Northwest area. They put this in last year. We didn't get a chance to cover a football game for Northwest last year, but look at this field. Beautiful. New turf, new press box, new clubhouse. Great additions to a fine program, the Northwest area Rangers. And Hanover area leading in this one 7-6. After marching 80 yards and over 7 minutes, they take the lead by 1.
Number 2, George is set to kick off deep.
Hawkeye George kicks it off. Taking it in the backfield back at the 4-yard line. And a slip and a fall. Run back there by Skylar Crispel. I have the number correct. Good run back. Over the 20. Down at about the
illegal block, Northwest.
They were down at about the 25-yard line, 26-yard line, but an illegal block by Northwest will back them up to the 15-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will get back to work. Down 1 point in this one with 1:07 to play in the first quarter.
And the penalty, Northwest has a first down 10, ball spotted on 15.
Northwest scoring on their first drive. Ryan Wassel, the quarterback. And a fake. And a handoff to George May, who gets over to the, looks like the 19-yard line. They'll say the 18. So a 3-yard gain on the play. And that will bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Northwest area Rangers. Clock running. They're going to have to play at least one more before the end of the quarter. Back in the shotgun is Wassel. Rolling out. Pass across the middle is caught. Ball comes loose in the tackle, but out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Excuse me, 28-yard line. We'll check it again, make it 29. That'll be a first down for the Rangers. So Wassel rolling out to his left. Makes the completion to number 5, Landon Hufford. And that will end the first quarter with the score. Hanover area 7, Northwest 6. Back with the second quarter after this. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband Channel 10.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty.
The O'Neill's a magical place. We are the launch pad of the American theater. When a piece is with us, it is going next to stages in Hollywood, stages on Broadway, stages in London. We need to be connected to the world. What we wanted with programming required better connectivity. Atlantic Broadband was there from day one. It is key to have a provider that is reliable and creates bespoke solutions for our unique way of doing business.
And welcome back. You're looking at some of the junior Rangers doing their stuff, having a good time with the regular cheerleaders here for the Northwest Area Football Club. So they got a good mix of young and slightly older folks doing some cheerleading. And having a good time on a rather cold evening here in the Shikshini area at Northwest area. Again, game time temperature about 56 degrees. So everybody here tonight in longer pants and coats, blankets, all kinds of things like that. Everybody broke out their heavy winter coats for this evening. And we're back to action to start the second quarter. And a quick handoff goes nowhere for the Rangers. Bring up a 2nd and 10. Ryan Wassel, number 11, the quarterback for the Rangers, bringing the play in from the sidelines. They're going to give him a yard on that. Hand off to George May, and May is met just over the line of scrimmage, brought down quickly by a couple of Hawkeyes.
Brought down by number 7, Hanover, and number 33, Hanover. Short gain on the play. Third down.
Maybe we got a yard or two. George May, met there by Nick Gagliardi. Also in on that one, Connor Hummer. 3rd and 8 for the Rangers. And a little hesitation right there. That may have cost him, as Ryan Wassel is going to take off upfield with it. Paused. May have given Hanover area some time to adjust. Wassel with the snap, fakes the throw, starts running forward and stops. And then is brought down by Gagliardi.
Number 51, Westford will punt deep.
Back to punt is Jack Wessler. Fair catch called for at the 38-yard line by Bobby Sebecki. And that is where Hanover area will get back to work. So scoring-wise, the first quarter, both teams got on board. From the Hanover area 22-yard line, Ryan Wassel with a screen pass out there to number 3, J.T. Brubaker, who avoids a tackle or two, and then rolls over the defense into the end zone for the first score of the game. And then Hanover went 80 yards, basically running. Joe Curcio here, pitching it out to Karpovich. Karpovich is going to get a couple of yards on that one. And to tie the game up, with 1:16 on the clock, it was a 1-yard carry by Justin Stefanowicz. The extra point's good. That's where things stand here in the second quarter. 2nd and 6 now for Hanover area. Joe Curcio at quarterback. He's going to go over. And that one, number 12 versus number 12 on that one. The intended target was Matt Sawalski. Skylar Crispel right there to break that play up. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Curcio looking all the way for Sawalski. Just a little bit overthrown. Hard landing, but everybody gets up. Stops the clock with 9:34 to play in the first half. 3rd and 6. Again to throw. Curcio looking, going downfield, makes the completion, pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line, and that is Matt Sawalski comes down with the catch, and that will move the chains. Curcio rolling out to his left, looking downfield, looking for Matt Sawalski. Gets rid of the ball just in time. Sawalski pulls it in, past midfield, finally pushed out of bounds. Ball is placed at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 for Hanover area. Curcio with a handoff to Karpovich. Gets a couple more yards on that play.
Karpovich on the carry, brought down by number 62, Wilson. 2nd down and 6.
So far, a pretty evenly matched contest.
Oh, you didn't walk around? Bathroom?
And here we go with a 2nd and 6.
Yeah.
Karpovich again muscling his way through. Working hard here.
Karpovich on the carry.
In the mix on the takedown is Landon Hufford, number 5.
3rd down and 4.
Curcio, the snap, handoff to Karpovich. Met at the line of scrimmage, but he still manages to get a couple of yards. 3rd and 4 for the Hawkeyes. They pitch it out to Karpovich, who's got room to run, and he gets over past the line of scrimmage,
Karpovich on the carry.
out near the 30-yard line at the 31 maybe. That's enough for a 1st down. Clock will continue to run with 8 minutes to play in the half, and it's another 1st down. There's a look at some of the coaching staff for Hanover area. Head coach is Ricky Hummer. And Great Boots and Gray, I think that's Hummer right there. We're told he is a new coach for Hanover this year, but a longtime coach, longtime player. Curcio in trouble, has to get rid of that one. It'll stop the clock, bring up a 2nd and 10. Some fans wanted an intentional grounding on that. They're not going to get it.
2nd down.
Second and 10 coming up. 7:32 left in the 1st half. Hanover area leading in this one 7-6 by 1 point. And a handoff to Karpovich, who muscles his way up for a couple of more yards. Ball is at the 31. They'll spot it at the 28-yard line, so a 3-yard gain. Bring up a 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 6.
Ball's a little bit past the 28-yard line, about halfway through the 27 and 28. 3rd down. And we'll see if the Northwest defense can hold. Curcio screens it. Oh, and a near interception, as that one was in and out of the hands of Matt Sawalski. Skyler Crispel right there tries to get a handle on it, can't get it in, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Curcio again rolling out, lets it fly. Sawalski can't handle it, and Crispel can't get a handle on it either. Going to go for a field goal. This is Augie George. From the 34-yard line, it's up, and it is short and wide to the right. And so it'll be Northwest ball with 6:41 to go in the half.
Rangers will take over. 1st down and 10.
Both of these teams in the Wyoming Valley Conference. 1st and 10 now for Northwest from their own 20-yard line. Ryan Wassel back to throw. It is caught. And our hard-fought run there by
tackled by number 58, Hines. Three-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
By Hans. Anyway, we have the wrong name down for number 12. Apologies for that.
On the play, there was a personal foul against Northwest.
And another penalty, a personal foul against Northwest. And that'll back him up to about the 12-yard line. Carter Hunts is number 12. So 2nd and long. Wassel hands it off to George May, and May takes off. And a great run. George May gets out to the 35-yard line. 1st down for Northwest area. Wassel with the handoff to George May. Offensive line opens up that gap. Little trip, but he stays on his feet. Look for some running room. Avoids the tackle right there. Finally brought down from behind by number 30, Justin Stefanowicz. Screen. And it's intercepted. Number 58, Tavon Hines, intercepting a pass from Wyatt Rossel. And that will end the drive. As Hanover area gets a pick.
Hanover will take over 1st down and 10 at the Ranger 30.
As you heard, they'll be at the 30-yard line. So an ill-advised throw into coverage is picked off by Tavon Hines. Intended target was J.T. Brubaker. And Hines will bring that back to the 30-yard line. Defense coming in strong on that one, putting a stop to Joe Curcio's run. 5.5 to go in the half.
No gain on the play.
No gain. 2nd and 10 now for Hanover area. Second and 10. Curcio. Handoff to Karpovich, who does what he does best. He muscles his way forward for maybe 4 yards. I'll bring up a 3rd and 6. Both of these teams in the Wyoming Valley Conference in the single to AAA bracket. Curcio, 3rd and 6. Goes back. They'll blow the whistle. Referee says offsides against Hanover area. Instead of a 3rd and 6, now they'll be facing a 3rd and 11 back at the 31-yard line of Northwest area. You hear the Northwest area band in the background we'll take a look at their activities. Some of the music from them at the halftime. Also a little bit of Hanover area. They have a small band, but they are planning to perform. We'll have that for you as well. Curcio looking, throwing. Going for the end zone, and wide open in the end zone is number 4, Bobby Sebecki. A 31-yard pass play to give Hanover area a 13-6 lead. So Hanover area able to capitalize on the pick by Tavon Hines. Curcio back to throw. All by himself is Sebecki. Nobody near him. Obviously some blown coverage, and he just waltzes into the end zone. And it is a 13-6 game. Extra point by Augie George is up, and it is good. And it's a 14-6 game. Hanover area taking the lead and extending their lead over Northwest area. We'll take a break. Come back with more after this. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you. For good, forever.
And we're back to action. Quick setup by Hanover area. Here is the ensuing kickoff. Takes a roll. Picked up back at the 10-yard line. Ryan Wassel over the 20 out to the 25 for being brought down. One more look. Hanover area with a pick, which was facing a 3rd and 11. It is Joe Curcio connecting with Bobby Sebecki. Catches that at the 3-yard line and waltzes in the end zone. Extra point is good, and it's a 14-6 game. There's a look at some of the Junior Rangers cheerleading squad having a good time here tonight, keeping the crowd entertained. And what's turned out to be a pretty good game. And 3:46 to go on the half. Northwest needs to get something rolling here. And that is George May making his way out to the 40 and a half yard line, if you will. They'll place it at the 40, and that'll bring it to a 2nd and 5 now for the Northwest area Rangers. Rangers started off with a good drive. March downfield. And scored first. Then couldn't get their next drive started. Wassel will keep it. Looking for some running room, breaking a tackle or two. Still on his feet over the midfield. Past the 40, out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So a big run by Ryan Wassel to keep things moving. And we're going to say a penalty in the backfield. And it is against Northwest, so the run will be negated, and it's a shame because that was a pretty good run from the 40-yard line. And Ryan Wassel doing a good job avoiding tackles. He had a 10, 15, had a 20-yard run right there that is going to be brought back. It'll still be a first down, but they'll move the ball back to the 45-yard line. Apparently the ball was at the 40, so the penalty happened at the end of the play, which will drop them back to their own 45-yard line instead of being at the Hanover area 40. 1st and 10 still. Here's Wassel. Hand off to George May, and May takes off downfield. Still on his feet, past the 40, to the 30, knocked out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. So a big run, about a 30-yard run for George May after a penalty wiped out a another 20-yard run. And May right here. We're going to go back, and we're hearing there's another penalty.
It's on them. It's on them.
And the fans, you can hear there, curious. The face mask against Hanover area. So that should tack on a few more yards. Complete the run here by George May, breaking the tackle right there by Justin Stefanowicz. George May finally going out of bounds at the 21-yard line. And that's where the Rangers will have the ball. 2:48 to play in the half. Down 14-6. Here's Ryan Wassel. Hands it off to May again. May looking in. Dives forward over the 20. Brought down to about the 18-yard line, so about a 3-yard gain on the play. And the clock will continue to run. Northwest going to want to keep check and stay with Hanover area. Hanover area scored on their last 2 possessions. One of those was the result of an interception. Second and 7. And we'll get a timeout on the field by Northwest. They want to talk this over if they're going to want to get these points back. Score is Hanover area 14, Northwest 6. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband Channel 10.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Quick timeout by Northwest. We've got 2:10 to play here in the half. And it's a 2nd and 7 for Northwest at the Hanover area 19-yard line. Big handoff. Wassel keeps himself, takes off. Gets some decent yardage. Out to the maybe 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short. Northwest rushing back up to the line. Clock still running. Wassel, 3rd and 3. George May barrels over the 10-yard line, maybe out to the 8. And so that'll make it a 1st and goal for the Northwest area Rangers. George May needing 3. And he keeps churning those legs. Gets down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Northwest Rangers. 1:20 to play in the first half. Wassel keeping himself. He will work his way forward out to about the 6-yard line. Gets 3 on the play. And that'll make it a 2nd and goal from the Hanover area 6-yard line. A minute to go in the half. Northwest needing this score. And they missed the extra point. They went for 2 on their first score of the game. Pass was overthrown. So look at some of the receivers. There's 4 receivers. Wassel again to George May. May buckles down. And he is going to be down at the 1-yard line. So it's a 3rd and goal from the 1. George May right here. Keeps working those legs. It's hard to bring down. Still going backwards. Finally down right there at the 1-yard line. And we'll get another timeout by Northwest as they're going to get this right. It'll be a 3rd and goal. Remind you that we have other programming here. When we don't have a game on, you are invited to go check out Remembering When. This is a great program, about 15 minutes in length. So it airs most days twice a day unless there's a game on or something or other. But look for it in your local listings. Remembering When. This features archival and public domain video of the way life used to be. Classroom films and industrial films, commercials, things like that. Just a lot of fun. Hope you get a chance to check that out. All right, third and short. Third and goal. 31 seconds on the clock. Northwest needing to score. Wassel over center. Handoff to George May, and he barrels across the end zone, and it is a touchdown for Northwest area with 27 seconds left in the first half. George May will get the call right here. Puts those shoulders down and lunges forward, and that is good for another 6 points. Now it would appear that we're going to go for two and try to tie this game up. And we're getting another timeout. Hanover area takes a timeout. We want to make sure the defense is set for this one. 27 seconds to go in the half. And we'll be back with a 2-point conversion. We assume that's coming up next.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty.
All right, welcome back. Again, the Junior Rangers here with the regular Rangers supporting the team tonight. Northwest just scored, and they're getting ready to go for a 2-point conversion here to tie this game up at 14. And we'll see if Hanover area's defense can stop. Wassel rolling out. Makes the completion. And there it is. Landon Hufford with the 2-point conversion. And we have a tie game with 27 seconds left in the half. 2-point conversion. Ryan Wassel rolling out to his right. At one point looked like he was going to run it himself. Hufford is open, who makes the diving, rolling grab, and the referee says it's good. So we have a tie game, 14-14. Hanover area at Northwest area. Pretty good game so far. And we'll get ready for the ensuing kickoff coming up at halftime. We will have highlights of the first half, obviously. And we'll also take a listen to the two high school bands. Northwest lining up. 27 seconds left in the first half. Northwest using their rushing game, 502 rushing yards on the season coming into this game tonight. So both teams like the run game and both have been able to use that to get scores. We're tied at 14. Here's the kickoff. Taken deep. Curcio, who's going to, ball comes out. And number 4, Bobby Sebecki, falls on it. So they'll place the ball maybe at the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. Taken deep by Joe Curcio, who comes out. Goes out to his right, cuts back inside. And that ball is stripped right there, rolls backwards, and Becky falls on it. 17 seconds showing on the clock, and it looks as if Hanover area is going to take a knee.
And that is what they're going to do, and they're going to let the clock run out. We'll go into halftime with a tie score. Hanover area at Northwest area. We are all tied up at 14. We are going to take a break and come back with the first half highlights and listen to the Northwest area Rangers and the Hanover area Hawkeyes bands. So stay with us. Halftime is here. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty.
Also, where we welcome in Lisa Salters. I want to ask you, Lisa, Philly, I don't know what their approach is going to be tonight because this is a tough road test once again.
Yeah, Michelle. Well, think about this. The Sixers had...
What's that one, Dad?
That is Ursa Major.
Cool. Does Mom know we're up here?
Mom knows everything.
All right, welcome back. We're at halftime with the score tied at 14 between Hanover area and Northwest area. Let's get right to the first half highlights. In the first half, with about 10.5 to go, big run by Northwest area right here. It is Ryan Wassel handing it off to number 15, George May, from the 27-yard line. And he goes 10. He goes 20. He goes 30. 30-yard run for George May. And that run will eventually set up the first score of the game. 8:44 to go. Ryan Wassel rolling out to his right. He will connect with number 3, JT Brubaker, on a 22-yard pass play and touchdown. First score of the game. The extra point they went for 2. They faked the extra point. It didn't work. The pass was overthrown. Let's see. We get Hanover area with the ball back at the 20-yard line. They march all the way downfield. They're already at the 1-yard line. Look at the time on the clock. They used up about 7 minutes on their drive. A quick handoff there to number 30, Justin Stefanowicz, who goes across for a 1-yard touchdown run. And the extra point was good. We've got Hanover area with a nice pass play right here. Back at their own 42-yard line. Joe Curcio rolling out. 3rd and 6. He gets much more than that after making a connection there to number 12, Matt Sawowski. The drive stalls. Northwest gets the ball back. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 20, actually. And there comes George May once again with a massive run. But it was all for naught. As on an ensuing play, Ryan Wassel looking downfield, trying to get the ball to Carter Hunt. Actually trying to get that ball to J.T. Brubaker. It is picked off by Tavon Hines. Back at the 45-yard line, he brings it back to the 30. And that would eventually set up the second score of the game for Hanover area from the 31-yard line, 3rd and 11. Joe Curcio with lots of time and all by himself is number 4, Bobby Sabecki, a 31-yard pass play for Hanover area, and they take the lead with the extra point, 14-7 at that point. Northwest gets the ball back, and they're able to move the ball all the way down to the Hanover 1-yard line, facing a 3rd and goal. From the 1-yard line, they hand it off to the big man, George May, who barrels across the end zone to make it a 14-12 game. A couple of timeouts. Northwest needing the 2-point conversion. It's Ryan Wassel rolling out to his right. And he is going to find Landon Hufford right there in the end zone. Makes a falling, diving catch to make the 2-point conversion good. And that's where things stand. It is a 2-yard conversion, 2-point conversion, making the score 14-14. On the field right now, we have the Hanover area marching band. It's a small band, but they're doing a tribute to Queen. Let's listen in. Apparently we chimed in towards the end of that song, but we'll hang around for a little bit longer for another listen to the Hanover area band. Everybody's in character. Everybody having a good time. A little bit of Queen from the Hanover area marching band. And prior to the start of the game tonight, the Northwest area marching band. Now you look at Hanover. Hanover struggling a bit as far as their band's concerned, but the kids are out there having a good time, doing the best they can. It's not a traditional marching band. It's more like a combination of cheerleaders and things like that. But they're out having some fun. And we appreciate that. Our more traditional high school marching band was Northwest. And here's what they had prior to the start of the game tonight. Yes, that's that song called Come On Eileen, classic from the 80s, done here by the Northwest Area High School Marching Band on their new field, which they just implemented last season. Beautiful location. And again, this was earlier this evening, just prior to the start of tonight's game. And we will switch back over to the live action. You can tell the difference between the sun is down now and it's rather cold. Temperature dropped down to about 50 degrees here at halftime. We're going to take another break, and we will come back with the second half of Hanover area at Northwest area. We're tied at 14 at the half.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever. And welcome back. We're about to start the second half. We're tied at 14. Northwest will kick off to Hanover area to start things off here in the second half. That's number 51 right there, Jack Wessler. And we're underway. Ball's down at about the 28-yard line. And that is where Hanover area will get to work. Really good crowd on hand for this game tonight. Again, it's Junior Ranger Night, and it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Night, a pink out, if you will. So the cheerleaders are all decked out in pink, and they're selling materials as well, and some items to support breast cancer awareness and research. Joe Curcio, over center, hands it off, and no gain on that one. Ball is at the 28-yard line, and Hunter Karpovich stopped at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Hawkeyes of Hanover area. Both of these schools with a small student body, averaging about 100 graduates every year. Second and 10 for Hanover area. Back to throw is Curcio. Actually, he's going to tuck it in, keep it himself. Take off upfield, room to run, and he gets down at about the 40-yard line.
Curcio on the carry.
Brought down by number 62, Nick Wilson, and I believe Ryan Wassel. So a nice run here by Joe Curcio. They needed 10 at the 28-yard line. It'll be a first down for Hanover area. Curcio takes off a field. Slowed down right there. And finally brought down, but not before they get a nice gain. Ball's at the 40. Curcio again to run. This time he's brought down from behind by number 45, Jake Boberski. And that's a 5-yard loss. It'll bring up a 2nd and 15. Curcio again rolling out this time to his right. Boberski is all over this one and does not let him escape. Puts him down to the 35-yard line. Defense holds for Northwest. Second and 15. Hand off to Karpovich. Gets out to about the 41, 42-yard line.
Karpovich on carry. Brought down by number 9, Crawford. 7-yard gain on the play. Third down and 8.
And it'll be a 3rd and 8. Good run there by Hunter Karpovich, but it was a 3rd and 15. So they still need a little bit more. Curcio back to throw. Being pressured, and he's going to get brought down again. This one, Jack Wessler, the kicker, getting the QB sack. So 2 quarterback sacks for Northwest. And that will force Hanover area to have to punt this one away. Their first punt of the game. Joe Curcio rolling back, and nobody blocking Wessler at all. Here's the punt. Takes a Hanover roll. It will be down at about the 30.5-yard line. So Northwest defense stepping up big here to start. A couple of quarterback sacks. And 8:31 to play in the third quarter. Still tied at 14. Again, DVD is available. Just email us at dfarley@atlanticbb.com. We'll email you back an order form that you fill out and mail in with your payment. Or you can go to the Atlantic Broadband Facebook page. Look for information about today's game. You'll find an order form there as well. 1st and 10 for Northwest. Ryan Wassel, the handoff. And getting maybe 3 or 4 yards on that one is George May.
Brought down by number 33, Homer.
And they will give him 2 yards, actually, before he stopped his forward progress. Ball was at the 31. It's at the 33. It'll be a 2nd and 8, despite what the scoreboard says. Now it's correct. Northwest trying to keep the momentum going that they got at the end of the half. Wassel will throw. Tucks it back in. He's going to take off upfield. Got some room. He throws it at the last second. And it is a catch at the 43-yard line.
Wassel's pass attempt to Brubaker is complete.
Wassel scrambling. Being chased there by number 77, Jacob Mercadente.
Reception results in a first down for Northwest.
Gets rid of the pass. Completed.
For Ranger 43.
It's a 1st and 10 for Northwest. Flag comes in. And you saw Nick Gagliardi pull Wassel down. You saw the flag come in. Referees conferring on this one. False start against Northwest. It'll be denied. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10. The ball is at the 42-yard line of Northwest. Second and 10. Wassel back in the shotgun. Screens it out. Landon Hufford. He's going to get brought down big by number 11, Tanner Bednarski. And that'll be a loss in the play, a 3-yard loss. It'll bring up a 3rd and 13 now for the Rangers. Little screen backwards to Hufford. And here comes Tanner Bednarski, who just takes him right down. Nowhere to run. And a loss of 3 or 4 on the play. Scoreboard says 3rd and 14. So we'll go with that. Wassel in the shotgun. Again, hands it off to George May. May out close to midfield. Brought down at the 49-yard line.
Number 33, Hanover.
Short of the first down.
And number 30, Stepanovich.
About 4 yards shy.
4th down and 4.
So George May getting the call. Saves the ball. Brought down right there at about the 49-yard line. Northwest needs 4. They're taking a timeout. They want to talk it over a little bit and make sure they get this right. Do we go for it? Do we punt? They're close to midfield. We'll see what happens next. Hanover area at Northwest Area High School football on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever. All right, we actually had an injury timeout on the field as Hunter Karpovich, who is a big running back for Hanover area, also big on their defense, was injured on the play. Took a while for him to get moving again, but here we go with a 4th and 4. Northwest with the ball. Trying to take a lead here, keep the drive moving. 6:37 to go in the third quarter. Ryan Wassel doing some hard counts, trying to get Hanover area to jump. And instead they get a delay of game, which will back them up a little bit. And now we'll have to have Northwest punt this one away. Instead of a 4th and 4, it is going to bring a 4th and 9. So the punting team will come out. Again, that's a typical strategy. Try a couple of hard counts, try to get the other team to move, which didn't happen. And so they will send number 51, Jack Wessler, back there to punt this one away. The drive stalls at midfield. Kick is away. And it is caught back at about the 16-yard line by number 4, Bobby Sebecki.
Caught by number 4, Sebecki. Hanover will take over, first down 10.
They're going to say it's back at the 19-yard line. So this is where Hanover area will get to work. First half, Northwest scored first on a 22-yard pass play from Ryan Wassel to J.T. Brubaker. Hanover area came back a little while later, scored. Screen this time. And unable to hang on to that one is Bobby Sebecki. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Hanover area scored on a 1-yard run from Justin Stefanowicz. Extra point was good to make it 7-6. In the second quarter, it was Bobby Sebecki catching a 31-yard pass play from Joe Curcio. Extra point was good, made it 14-6. And then in the second quarter, it was George May on a 1-yard run late in the half. Extra point was a 2-point play. That was good as well. That's how things stand at 14. Big gap right there for number 30, Justin Stefanowicz tripped up as he tried to break his way through.
3rd down and 4.
Stefanowicz with a gap right there. And tripped up by Landon Hufford as he came through the line. Got 6 on the play. Curcio under center. Rolls out to his left. Looking downfield. Time to throw. Lets it fly. And it's caught at the 40-yard line by number 12, Matt Sawowski. Even though he was being well covered, he still managed to make that catch. So a massive pass play right there for Hanover area. Ball's at the 39-yard line of Northwest. Back at the 25-yard line. So a 36-yard pass and completion, even though he's being well guarded there by Ryan Wassel. And now a big run again for Justin Stefanowicz to keep things rolling forward. Ball placed at the 25-yard line. And Hanover area is on a roll. First and 10 for Hanover area. Ball at the 25-yard line of Northwest. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. Curcio under center. Hand off to Stefanowicz. Ball's loose. Looks like he was down though, and the ball came out. They'll place the ball at the 19 or 20-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 5. Previous play, Stefanowicz from the 39-yard line. Gets all the way up to the 25-yard line, so a big run for him. Second and 5. Curcio again to Karpovich, who's back in the game after coming out. He was injured on a previous play, but he's back in now.
On the carry, brought down behind the line of scrimmage by number 15, May. 3rd down and 7.
Third and 7, as you heard. 3:35 to go in the third quarter, and Hanover area on the move. Northwest defense trying to stall the drive right here if possible. Curcio takes a snap. Looking to throw. Goes across, and it's just out of reach of Bobby Sebecki, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Curcio fakes the handoff. Goes downfield looking for it all. 23 yards, and just out of the fingertips reach of Bobby Sebecki. And it'll bring up a 4th and 7. And they're going to go for it. Timeout for Hanover area. A little break in the action. And we'll hear a few words from our friend at Atlantic Broadband.
Office hours aren't always 9 to 5, or even in the office. So how do you stay connected when you're on the go? With cloud-based hosted voice from Atlantic Broadband Business, offering cost-effective, enterprise-class calling features to keep you connected, whether you're in the office, on the road, or across the world. That's hosted voice from Atlantic Broadband Business. Partnership at work. Call us today or visit atlanticbb.com/business to schedule a free consultation.
All right, we are back, and Hanover area has decided against going for it on a 4th and 7. Instead, they're going to try for another field goal. They missed one in the first half. They'll try it again. Augie George The kick is up, and it is good. Hanover area going up 17-14 on a 40-yard field goal by Augie George.
George's field goal attempt is good.
Snap is good. Curcio to hold. George from the 35-yard line. Lets it fly, plenty of height and through the uprights. And it is a 17-14 game right now with Hanover in the lead by 3 over Northwest area. We'll have a kickoff in a moment. I'll remind you that we have lots of other games coming your way. Next week, assuming everything goes well, we're going to have 8th grade football for you next week. Also a rematch of girls soccer between Millville and Benton. And then we're going to hope to be at Crestwood next Friday night for the Berwick at Crestwood football game. That's all coming up here in the next week on Atlantic Broadband. Here we go with the kickoff. Hanover area with 3:14 left to go in the third quarter. Gets a field goal from that guy right there, Augie George. And here is the ensuing kickoff. Sends it deep. And it is taken on the far side of the field. Taken there by Ryan Wassel, who brings it back out to about the 20 or 21-yard line. And that's where Northwest will get to work with 3:07 to play in the third quarter. 20.5-yard line is where they'll place that one. Penalty against Hanover area. So Northwest catches a break. They get another extra 5 yards attached to the end of that run back. Ball is now placed at the 25.5-yard line. Ryan Wassel under center. And we got movement. And you see number 85 right there. John Savakinis jump. And so the extra 5 yards will get taken away. It'll be a 1st and 15 now from the 20.5-yard line. So Northwest, so far in the game, being penalized pretty heavily. We'll see if that plays into any kind of a winning or losing factor at the end of this game. First and 15, Wassel and shotgun will hand it off. And brought down immediately is number 5, Landon Hufford. No gain on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 15. Wassel will hand it off to Hufford, who is in motion. He gets hit right away by number 33, Connor Hummer of Hanover area. 2.5 to go in the third quarter. 17-14, the Hawkeyes are in the lead over the Rangers. Here's the 2nd and 14, so about a half a yard on that last play. Wassel rolling out to his left, throws, and it's picked off. Intercepted by quarterback Joe Curcio playing defense, and Hanover area gets a big break. Wassel rolling out to his left. Going for number 3, JT Brubaker, but it's underthrown and picked off by Joe Curcio. And Hanover will have the ball now at the 29-yard line of Northwest. Handoff. Getting maybe 4 yards on that carry. Number 14, Hunter Karpovich. who appears to have recovered from his injury earlier in the third quarter.
3-yard gain on the play.
Clock running, 1:50 to go in the third quarter. It'll be 2nd and 7 with the ball at the Northwest area 26-yard line. Hawkeyes, 2nd and 7. Curcio back to throw. Makes the completion to Bobby Sebecki, and he's brought down at about the 16-yard line.
Sebecki is complete. Resulting in a first down.
You heard me say it's a first down. Good throw by Curcio. And Sebecki is wide open. Finally brought down by Hufford. Ball's at the 26-yard line. Actually at the 16-yard line. Hand off to Karpovich. Turns it upfield. Stays on his feet. Finally brought down at about the 10-yard line.
Karpovich on the carry.
5-yard gain. Bring up a 2nd and 5. Hanover area threatening yet again. Here with about a minute and 5 to go in the third quarter. Karpovich turns it upfield. Keeps turning those legs. Ball is spotted at the 10-yard line. 2nd and 5. Curcio hands it off. Karpovich gets out to the 6-yard line on that carry. That'll bring up a 3rd and short. And you can see the play clock up in the upper left of your screen. 26 seconds left to play and 26 seconds left on the clock. So they're going to have to run one more play before the third quarter will end. Facing a 3rd and short. Curcio hands it off to Stefanowicz, who makes his way to the 5-yard line. And that is where the third quarter will come to an end with the score Hanover area 17, Northwest 14, and the ball at the Northwest 5-yard line. Hanover has the ball. We'll come back with the exciting conclusion of this football game. Fourth quarter coming up. Hanover area at Northwest area, only on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever. Welcome back. It's a 1st and goal for Hanover area, and they are at the Northwest area 5-yard line. Here's Curcio. Handoff to Karpovich, and he is brought down short. Met in the backfield there just over the 5-yard line by Borberski.
Short gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the 4.
Curcio on a handoff to Hunter Karpovich. And Jake Boberski coming in there to put him down at the 4-yard line. That'll bring up a second and goal from the Northwest area 4-yard line. Northwest defense going to try to keep them here to as little as possible. The pitch out to Karpovich. Actually, it was a trick play. And it is actually Joe Curcio with a 4-yard run for the touchdown.
Results in a touchdown.
We had Matt Sawalski at quarterback in this one. And he pitches this one out to Joe Curcio, who scrambles 4 yards, finds a hole right there, and is in for the touchdown, making it 23-14. Extra point is good. Make that 24.
The extra point attempt by George is good.
2:14.
With 11 minutes and 17 seconds remaining.
So Hanover area shakes things up a little bit. They put Matt Sawalski in a quarterback and pitch it out to Joe Curcio, who's the starting quarterback. And Curcio is able to get through a 4-yard run to make it a 10-point lead. Hanover area over Northwest.
While your oven is preheating, crack 2 eggs and whisk them into your bowl of flour, baking powder, and salt. In a separate bowl, use an electric mixer to whip your butter, shortening.
I'm making a unicorn cake.
Go ahead and add just a
How
dash of
magical.
vanilla extract to bring some rich, yummy flavor to our.
Ain't she a cool mom? You're like, what are you doing? That's magical. I wonder how that unicorn cake tasted. All right, 11:17 to go in the game. 10-point lead for Hanover area. And the kickoff here from Augie George. Will roll, and they'll let that roll into the end zone. Carter Hans right there for the ball. And it rolls in the end zone, so they'll bring it back out to the 20-yard line. That will give us a chance to, again, take a look at the play from the 4-yard line. It is Matt Solowski pitching it out to Joe Curcio, who strolls in for the 4-yard touchdown run. And that's where it stands. 24-14. Northwest with the ball. Down 10 points. And no gain on that one. Like George May. Trying to break through. Defensive line for Hanover area holds. They'll bring up a 2nd and 10. They'll move the ball actually closer to the 21-yard line, so that makes it a 2nd and 9. Ryan Wassel at quarterback. Keeps it himself. Tries to get through. And a little bit of a hard takedown there by number 7, Nick Gagliardi. Fans want a roughing the passer.
There is a penalty marker on the play.
Side judge did throw the flag. We'll see if they get it. Little conversation going on between the line judges and the head referee. Ball is at the 23-yard line right now. And we're waiting for the call on this one. Here comes the referee. And it is roughing the passer against Hanover area. Ryan Wassel right here with the ball. Even though he's a running back at this point, they take him backwards, and Gagliardi drops him to the ground, kind of a wrestling move, if you will. But it does result in a roughing the passer call. Personal foul, and it moves the ball up to the 38-yard line. 10:20 to go in the game. Northwest needing points. Screen. And another throw. It falls incomplete. Trying to get that one to Landon Hufford. A throw from Carter Hans.
2nd down.
That'll bring up a second down and 10. So a nice play. Wassel with a screen over to Carter Hauntz. Hauntz with time under pressure. Trying to get this ball to Landon Hufford. And it's off the fingertips. Well guarded by the Hanover area defense. 2nd and 10 now. And they'll hand it off to George May. May, knees goes down.
May on the carry.
Picked up 7 yards on the play. Which will make that 4 yards on the play. May gets the handoff. Keeps those legs going. Knees go down right about there. They'll place the ball at the 42-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 or 6 for Northwest. And they are in need of points. We're in the 4th quarter, 9:30 to play. Wassel fakes it and hands it off to Hufford. Hufford's got nowhere to go and actually loses a couple of yards on that play. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Northwest, unless they have something ready to go here, are going to have to punt this one away. And they do have Jack Wessler back there to punt. And they do. Good ball. It'll roll out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and that is where Hanover area will take over. 1st and 10 with 8:52 to play in the game. Northwest and Hanover coming into this game pretty evenly matched. Northwest 3-2, just slightly ahead of Hanover area in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Hanover area coming in 2-4. Both of them like to run the ball. Hanover area coming with 303 rushing yards and 196 passing. And Northwest coming in with 502 rushing yards and 176 passing. So pretty similar. And here they hand it off to their workhorse, Hunter Karpovich, who will maybe get a yard out of that one.
Top line 56, Miller.
They'll give him 2. 2nd and 8 coming up now for the Hawkeyes, who at this point with a 10-point lead want to take as much time off that clock as they can. Northwest started off gangbusters, scoring first, but then Hanover was able to take over and took until the end of the second half to tie the game up. Hand off to Karpovich, who's got some room to run. Falls forward at the end of that play. Gets out to the 42-yard line. Still needs another 3 for the first down. They'll bring up 3rd and 3. Karpovich. Karpovich coming into this game with 479 yards rushing. So he is their leading rusher by far. And he will get the call again. And this time he's out close to the first down marker. They'll say he's a little bit short. A yard short. That'll bring 4th and 1 at the 44-yard line of Hanover area. Curcio will head over to coaches and see what they want to do. Clock again continuing to run. Matthew Sawalski coming in with the play. And it is Sawalski who will take the center. Somebody jumped, which will put them out of range. The idea was a hard count to try and get Northwest to jump. Well, one of the Hanover area players jumped, and now they will have to punt this one away. So Northwest is going to get the ball back with about 6.5. They'll let it roll, and they'll down it at the 33-yard line, and that's where Northwest will get to work with 6:24 to play in the game, down 10 points to Hanover area.
Northwest will take over, first down 10. Ball spotted at the Northwest 34.
Penalties have hurt Northwest in this game. They've been on some good sustained drives only to get a penalty, which would wind up backing them up a little bit and stalling the drive. Hanover area has been able to capitalize on a couple of picks. And here we go with a big throw. Let's get thrown way out of bounds. That was over into the cheerleader section. Ryan Wassel overshoots his intended target. And I'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Wassel coming into this game was only 23 out of 45 with his passing, with his completions. About a little over 50% pass completions. So it's not his strong point. But occasionally he does well. Rolling out again, looking. Runs with the ball. Stops. Gets rid of it. It's complete. Over the midfield to J.T. Brubaker. But this may come back. He may have been over the line when he threw that ball. We'll see. He was at the 34-yard line, and there is some discussion. And it was over the line when he threw the ball, so watch the 34-yard line. Wassel here, back to throw, nobody. Decides to run it at the last second. 34-yard line is right there, and he threw the ball at about the 35-yard line, so he was close. So the completion will come back, and again, a penalty negates a good play. Backs him up 5 yards. The ball is now at the 30-yard line. Third and 15. Wassel looking, in trouble. Has to throw it away. And Northwest is going to have to punt this one away. So the defense for Hanover area stepping things up here late in the game, not giving Northwest anything. Consequently, it's a 3 and out late in the game for Northwest. They're down 10 points, and they're going to have to punt this one away. Jake Wessler is back. No rush. And it takes a Northwest roll. It will stop at the 20-yard line. 5:36 to play in the game, and Hanover area will get the ball at their own 20-yard line, leading this one by a score of 24-14. Again, if you'd like a copy of this game on DVD, it's pretty simple. You do have to pre-order them. They're $25 each. You send us an email, dfarley@atlanticbb.com, and then we'll send you back an order form. Take a look at the cheerleaders having some fun down there. dfarley@atlanticbb.com, or you can go to our Facebook page, Atlantic Broadband, on Facebook. Look for information about today's game. It'll be a slate there that tells you Hanover area and Northwest football, what times you can watch it on Atlantic Broadband Channel 10. There'll also be an order form attached with that. Fill it out, mail it with your payment. We'll get it to you in just a few days. All right, 5:36 on the clock. Left in the game. Hanover area leading by 10. There was a penalty during the play, so they're back at their 10-yard line now, 1st and 10. Curcio hands the ball off to Karpovich, who gets 4 yards on the play. And Hunter Karpovich, who was hurt in the 3rd quarter while playing defense, appears to be down again. Foot may be cramping up, I'm not sure, but we're going to have an injury timeout. 5:16 to play in the game.
it is Hanover area leading Northwest 24-14.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever. All right, we're back. 5:14 to go in the game. And they'll go nowhere. We had an injury timeout with Hunter Karpovich getting injured for a second time in the game. Karpovich, the leading rusher for the Hawkeyes. Ball will get to the 14-yard line. It'll bring a third down and 7 or 6.
1 yard loss of the play, third down.
Play coming in from the sideline. Clock running. Hawkeyes with a 10-point lead late in the game. Northwest needs the ball back in a hurry. Curcio under center. Rolling out to his left, looking downfield. Lets it fly, and it's complete to the 35-yard line. Bobby Sabecki pulling that one in, being well guarded by Northwest, but still able to make that catch. And that will give the Hawkeyes some breathing room. Well-designed play by the Hanover area staff. Curcio rolling out, giving Sabecki some time. And he makes the catch, even though he's being guarded right there by Mike Crawford. First and 10. Keep it on the ground. And another big gain by number 30, Justin Stefanowicz. He gets out to the 45-yard line. That's another first down. And Hanover area keeping the clock moving. Taking advantage of maybe a tired Northwest defense. Stefanowicz brought down there by Ryan Wassel. But it is a first and 10. They are using the clock. 3:20 to go in the game. Curcio. Rolling out, being chased by Boberski. Curcio will keep it himself. He's got room to run. He's got another first down. Brought down eventually by number 5, Landon Hufford, but not before he gets to the 44-yard line of Northwest, and that is another first down for Hanover area. So Curcio, second leading rusher for the Hawkeyes, being chased by Boberski, cuts inside and heads outside for finally being brought down by Hufford. Ball is placed at the 44-yard line. It's another first down, but the clock's still running. And the game plan at this point is to keep the ball out of Northwest hands. Don't even let it get a chance to catch up. Another handoff to Stefanowicz, who bounces away and outside, breaks free, still going. A great run by Justin Stefanowicz, who hit a wall
somehow worked his way outside to keep that play going. Stefanowicz here, goes up the middle, tries to go, has nothing, turns around, drags Jack Wessler with him for a little bit. Then you got Ryan Wassel finally gets him. Ball goes down at the 39-yard line. It's a 5-yard run by Justin Stefanowicz that should have been nothing and kept the drive going. 2nd and 5 now. Curcio again rolling out, going to keep it himself. Work his way outside. Another first down and more. Out to the 20, stays in bounds. 15 down at about the 11-yard line. So another big run by Hanover area late in the game, and they are serving notice that this game is theirs, and they're not about to give it up.
Brought down at the 11-yard line. And on attack, number 1, Dillon, number 12, Tom.
And a good job
First down.
staying in bounds. They stop the clock to move the ball. Curcio right here with a great job running to the outside. Again being chased by Boberski. Makes his way up. Back to live action. Karpovich is back in the game, and he muscles his way up to the 9-yard line. Here's the end of Curcio's run. Out past the 20, 15, and down at about the 11-yard line. We're under a minute to play, and Hanover area is not going to give the ball back to Northwest. 2nd and 10. So they basically have to run one more play, and this game will be in the books. Hanover area going to go to 3 and 4. Northwest will even up at 3 and 3 on the season. 30 seconds left, and they are going to take a knee, and that will end the game. At this point, they'll just run off the clock. Play clock set at 40 seconds, and with only 20 seconds left to go in the game, this game is all over. And the final will be Hanover area 24, Northwest area 14, and the Hawkeyes are able to take down the Rangers by 10 points. They're already on the field shaking hands. That's the end of the game. Coaches shake hands. We'll come back with some second half highlights and a recap of the game. Hanover wins this one 24-14 over Northwest area. Back in a moment. You're watching high school football on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When you buy or sell with Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty, you get the full support of our team, providing personal, powerful, professional service. A market leader for more than 30 years, helping generations of buyers and sellers make their home dreams come true. Our award-winning team will help you every step of the way. Movers aren't included, but clients get free use of our moving truck. We're the only realtors offering this service in our market. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization. With over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Accredited with national standards for U.S. community foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you, for good, forever. All right, welcome back in the books. Hanover area wins this one 24-14 over the Northwest area Rangers in the second half. Had some interesting plays. A couple of quarterback sacks by the Northwest area Rangers. Curcio with the ball. And here is Jake Boberski taking him down to end that particular play. A few minutes later, Curcio again with the ball. Looking to run. I believe that is Jack Wessler, kicker all by himself. comes in for the sack on that one. Hanover area with a nice pass play here. A little bit later in the third quarter. Curcio looking downfield, back to the 25-yard line. Lots of time. Looking, still looking. Finally lets it fly. And it is Matt Sawowski somehow pulls that in at the 39-yard line, even though he's well guarded by Ryan Wassel. So a great catch by him. That drive eventually winds up with a 40-yard field goal by Augie George. No doubt about that one. Plenty of height. And right through the uprights. That made it a 17-14 game. Ill-advised throw here by Ryan Wassel. That is picked off by Joe Curcio at the 30-yard line, and that eventually wound up being another 7 points for Hanover area, which made the final score 24-14. In the game, Hanover had 15 first downs, Northwest had 12. Rushing yards was on 46 carries for Hanover. They had 215. Northwest had 28 carries for 185. Hanover area went 7 for 14 yards on passing, and 132 overall, went 7 for 14 overall and 132 yards passing, while Northwest had completed 5 out of 10 and 2 interceptions, only 56 yards. Penalties is the tape, I guess, if you will. Northwest had 35 yards and 5 penalties. Hanover had 5 penalties for 35 yards. Northwest had 7 penalties and 70 yards. That hurt them in the end. Rushing-wise, it was Hunter Karpovich for Hanover area, rushing 25 times for 119 yards. Joe Curcio rushed 9 for 58 yards and a touchdown. And Justin Stefanowicz rushed 10 times for 49 yards and a touchdown for Northwest. George May got 141 yards on the evening, under 17 carries, and Ryan Wassel carried at 6 for 44. Curcio got 132 yards passing and a touchdown for Hanover area. Wassel for Northwest, 56 yards and a touchdown. And it was Hanover area's Bobby Sabecki catching 3 for 63 yards and a touchdown. And Matt Sawowski caught 2 for 55 for Northwest. JT Brubaker caught 2 for 32 yards and a touchdown. And Landon Hubbard caught 1 for 11. George May 1 for 8. Connor Hunt 1 for 5. It is Hanover area going to 3-4 on the season. Northwest goes to 3-3. We thank you so much for watching. We'll ask you to join us again for more high school sports in the coming days and weeks right here on Atlantic Broadband, Channel 10.
This Atlantic Broadband Channel 10 sports presentation has been brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, helping communities prosper and our youth succeed for over 100 years. With you every step of the way, First Columbia Bank and Trust with 14 branches to serve you. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, celebrating 20 years as a regional philanthropic organization whose mission is quality of life in the Central Susquehanna Valley and achieving donors' intentions. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty Incorporated, serving Columbia, Montour, and Lower Luzerne counties and featuring award-winning agents ready to help you buy or sell your property. And by Atlantic Broadband, your television, internet, and phone provider for the greater Berwick, western Poconos, and portions of Schuylkill County. Stay connected with Atlantic Broadband.